Hello, my name is Sean Pendergast, and I'm here today to talk about food insecurity. So, what is food insecurity? Anderson defines food insecurity as a limited or uncertain availability of nutritionally adequate and safe foods, or limited or uncertain ability to acquire those foods in a socially acceptable way. So, in other words, getting food without stealing it. Tarasuk defines food insecurity in the context as a person or household that cannot adequately gain access to nutritional foods. She goes on to suggest that lack of access to a secure supply of food is mainly attributed to financial hardships from individuals or households. So who is experiencing food insecurity in Canada? Stats Canada reported almost 630,000 households in Canada experience severe food insecurity, and another 330,000 Canadians experience at least a moderate amount of food insecurity. So within that number that Stats Canada reported about household food insecurity, what does it break down to? Well, Tarasuk, Mitchell, and Dashner in their study looked at the demographics. Amongst households, 55.5% were on social assistance, 28.2% were on workers' compensation or unemployment insurance. Individually, 25.7% were Aboriginal, 29.7% were Black, and 33.5% were families headed by women, and were single families headed by women. In my paper, I was looking at food insecurity and dietary intake, and you can see the comment I wrote. And when Dr. Fuller was reviewing my paper, he commented, could this mean high calorie diets combined with low nutritional content? Or do we assume it means scarce food that causes lower nutritional content? And I wasn't thinking about that, but when I did some research, I found out, interestingly enough, that it's both. Curry and Hayter, in their study, pointed out that in countries that are poor, individuals who are poor or households tend to have low calorie intake diets to the point of starvation. And in richer countries, more industrialized countries, that relationship is flipped. In poor individuals, they have high calorie intake diets. But the kicker there is that they're eating lots of low nutritional foods which end up having bad health outcomes for them. So what are researchers saying about the topic? Stats Canada on their site have a lot of information that links food insecurity and income. Tarasuk and Voigt in 2009 came up with 3 major factors that influence food insecurity: low household income, social assistance, and lack of home ownership. Individually, if you experience one of these, chances are you have some level of food insecurity. If you're unfortunate enough to have all 3, chances are you will experience severe food insecurity. This graphic came from ottawainsights.ca and essentially shows that the average cost of everything has gone up. But you see the average cost of food and the average cost of utilities have gone up significantly more. They conclude, or they state, that a family who has social assistance would have to pay 44% of their social assistance to meet the cost of a healthy diet. And that was up from 39% in 2009, which is a staggering number. So what can we do about food insecurity? Well, reading through the literature, the big theme that came up was we need to have policies at all levels of government. For example, at the federal level, we need to strengthen employment opportunities across the country, make it easier for business to come in so we have more people being employed. At the provincial level, we need to increase the minimum wage. That will put money in the pockets of people to be able to buy healthy foods. And at the municipal level, food planning and urban agriculture. But there is no real easy answer.